Welcome back. You are tuning into another episode of the Too Legit Show, and today we have a very, very special guest in Brian Barberena. How are you, Brian?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks a lot for having me on. I look forward to talking with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a pleasure to have you on. But before we get into the fight talk and everything, I've got to know, what are your opinions on my mustache?
I dig it. Keep it
You
going.
dig it. You dig it.
I dig it. You got to keep it going. Maybe are you good looking for the twirl, or are you gonna bring it back down?
I don't know because it's Movember over here. You know, it's raising awareness for men's health and everything. So I mean, this is as much as I can grow at the moment. I feel like it makes me look a bit Mexican, which I'm not, but or I look like a Turkish barber or something. But I don't think it's too bad.
Okay, yeah, I can see the Mexican look a little
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, look, it's nothing on what you've got. If only one day I hope to get a beard like that, but we're in the process. It's coming one day.
Yeah, well, hey, you're on the right track with a good mustache.
Yeah, but let's get into it. Obviously, you're coming off a good win over Anthony Ivy, which the fight was in September. And I know you actually had problems with your back. You had back surgery last year. So I want to know, how was that going into your training camp for the fight? Did that affect you at all?
Honestly, no, it didn't affect my last camp at all. I took the proper amount of time to build my back and feel comfortable enough to get into training. And then even when I did get into training, finally, it was kind of slow and testing at first. Make sure everything was going to hold up right, and make sure I gave myself enough time. And honestly, went into training right away to training, with the mindset as, okay, we're going to test it, and we'll push my return date back, or we'll keep it as what I want it to be. And everything held up. And after 1 week of testing it and everything and kind of taking it easy, we decided to open the gates and just run it full bore and really give it a go. And man, it held up. I had the best camp I've had in a long time. My body felt better than it ever has. And man, it's just it was great to be able to get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's good news. I mean, it looks like it's Bam Bam 2.0. You know, after that back surgery, you're on a great comeback. It was a really good win, and in that fight, I mean, was it weird fighting without a crowd? Like, do you prefer it?
Honestly, I don't mind it at all. When I get in the cage and once they ask me like, "You ready?" and they ask, "He's ready," and it's like, okay, fight. But it was like in that moment, it's like everything like comes in and it's just super quiet. Like all the noise just fades away, boom, and it's just in the moment, and don't really hear anything. Even when like if there's a crowd, I don't hear the crowd. It's just occasionally like when you land a big shot or whatever, you hear a big roar, and then it's back down. It's everything's quiet again, and so fighting without the crowd didn't really affect me or bother me at all because it was similar to what I was used to anyway. It's like as soon as I get in that zone, it's boom, and I'm in that zone, and there's not much I can hear or anything anyways.
Hmm,
I definitely could hear my corners a lot better, so that was nice.
that's good.
It was weird being able to hear his corners so good, so that was a little different. But besides that, it was everything. It was, just kind of like a normal fight for me.
I mean, obviously I mean, yeah, it must have been a bit of a different experience, but you've got a fight planned. It's coming up against Daniel Rodriguez. How's training camp going at the moment? Is everything good under COVID, or have you found any restrictions so far whilst training?
We since COVID or whatever, when it first can't happen, everything we closed things down. Gyms were closed for a little while, so we were able to make changes to my fight camp and stuff at the time before and everything. Um, and we kind of kept those moving forward. We didn't change anything. COVID is kind of on the rise right now, I guess, but it wasn't. It was kind of getting better and then it's rising again, I guess. But we just stayed with the same kind of thing. We're running a tight group, just a couple guys, the only people I need for my camp, and we're running closed training and at certain times, and it's just me and them in the gym and my coach, and we run our practices, and then that's it. Make sure that everybody I'm working with is being safe, wearing masks, everything, and being safe inside and outside of the gym, to keep me safe and make it that we're making to these fights. So I haven't really changed much, and camp's going great. It's a short camp. 2 hard weeks is all we get, and but I've been kind of staying active and ready, so I'm ready to go.
That's good news. I mean, I'm looking forward to see you back in action again. But let's have a look at your opponent. Daniel Rodriguez. He's 13-1. He's on a solid win streak. But you've been in the UFC for a while, 3+ years, and you fought some really good guys. And so do you think that your experience in the UFC and fighting these guys kind of gives you the edge for this fight?
He has he has a good amount of experience. He has a good amount of fights. He's on a win streak. I honestly don't know anything about any of the guys he's fought or anything, and didn't really look into it. So, but I think anybody who fights me has a challenge on their hands, and I'm going to bring it to him. And what I like about this fight a lot is that he comes to fight. He comes to fight. He brings it. He's not afraid to stand up and throw, and he just brings it. So I'm super excited and pumped about it, and I'm going to bring it right back. And I'm not afraid of him. Not afraid of any aspect of he can take it anywhere, and I'll be ready to go. So I'm just really excited to put on a show for the fans and get back in there and continue my climb to the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to hear. I mean, Daniel, obviously he said, like you, he comes to fight. He has good fights, and you've got amazing fights in the UFC and across your resume. So obviously in your mind, you're winning that fight, but how do you envision finishing that fight?
I'll finish. I mean, that's it. Of course, I'm always looking for the finish. I'm going to go in there and perform to the best of my ability, give it everything I got, and I'm going to look to put him away. I try to do that in every fight. Sometimes it doesn't work out, it goes to the decision. But I guarantee you, what I can guarantee is there's going to be fireworks in this fight. We're both going to bring it, and we're going to clash down in the middle. And, man, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to do everything I can to put him away.
That's good. I'm loving to hear that. I mean, I'm already getting goosebumps for this fight. It's going to be amazing, like you two going at it. I mean, the welterweight division is stacked. So once you get that win, do you have any plans to? Do you know who you want to fight next, or do you just want to fight someone in the top 15, like a high ranked opponent?
Yeah, of course, if I can fight a ranked opponent, that'd be great. I believe after this win, it puts me right up there in the mix. If not with a ranked opponent, right on the edge. I think especially if I get a finish, it puts me with a ranked opponent. But whoever's right there, there's some exciting fights that I'm looking forward to hopefully having maybe in the future. Mike Perry, Nico Price, Robbie Lawler. I mean, those are all fights I'd love to have. Those are guys that bring it every time and, make for exciting fights and exciting challenges. So that's what I love to fight. I love to fight, and I love to challenge myself and, put on exciting fights for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to hear. But let's say Dana comes to you after that fight, open check, but anything, you can fight whoever you want and I'll make it happen. Is there anyone in specific that you think beating them would really, really put notice on the division?
So anybody in the division.
I love to hear that. I mean, it's
anybody. Good. I mean, put anybody in the division. Yeah, I'll fight anybody. Anytime. And if I got to choose or whatever, and he gave me a choice of anybody in the division, give me the champ. Why not? I'll fight for the title. Not saying I don't deserve it right now. I'll prove that I deserve it soon enough. But hypothetically speaking, if he gave me a chance to anybody, sure, I'd choose the champ.
Yeah, I mean, 100. That would be 100% great fight. You definitely bring it to Usman. I know. I mean, a lot of other fighters in that division, like Khamzat Chimaev, who's just come up in that division, he looks really solid. He's had 3 wins, but he's already fighting the number 3 ranks in Leon Edwards. I mean, looking at that, and you've had way more fights in the UFC. Would you see that as a bit? Would you see that as a bit unfair, or do you think he's earned that spot?
Earned it or not or whatever. It's he's done some things in a short amount of time. Good for him. It doesn't work out like that for everybody. The fact that it's worked out for him is great. Whatever. Happy for him. There's nothing I can do about it. There's no reason to even think about it or pout on it. It is what it is. If I get the opportunity, I've put my name in to fight him when they were asking for people to fight him. I wouldn't mind that fight either. So, whatever happens, I'm just focused on my journey and what I need to do to get to the title. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. If he stands in my way, happens to be across from me, then he can get it too.
I love to hear that. I mean, this, as I said, this division is stacked, and obviously with fighting Daniel. After that, do you know, obviously, because you were out for a year last year with the injury, and you fought in September. A couple months later, you're fighting again. Do you want another quick turnaround and maybe fight the first quarter of the year? How do you see your next couple of fights plans out where they are?
If I could get a quick turnaround early December, mid-December, it would be great.
Wow.
Honestly, that'd be the best. I don't want to fight after Christmas or Christmas, that New Year's or whatever. So I want to be able to enjoy Christmas with my family.
Definitely.
So if I come out unscathed or whatever, and not too banged up from this fight, then yeah, I'd like to turn around for a fight in December. But if not, if it doesn't happen to one more this year, then we're looking probably February or March, because I want to give myself enough time with my family on Christmas and then be able to get back into training and everything like that. But I got to get through this fight first.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely picked the fight at the right time, so you can enjoy the Christmas, you can eat what you want, you can party. Hopefully, restrictions are back then. I mean, I think it's different over here. We've got a classic. We have a nice roast for Christmas. I mean, what sort of stuff you having in America to celebrate?
For Christmas,
Yeah.
we do, we'll have like a ham, honey baked ham, do that with some sides, some mac and cheese, maybe some, green bean casserole, just a little bit mashed potatoes, mix it up, put a lot of Christmas is a lot of sweets too. So there'll be like some pies and cookies and, man, oh, just food. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I don't think
Gosh.
after eating all that, I don't think you'll definitely be fighting and manage to cut the weight after that for a January fight. No chance. Definitely got a,
Yeah, no, that'd be a little tough. So I make sure, like, okay, if it's Christmas, and then I give myself enough time to get my way back down and recover.
I mean, I just want to. You're going back on your fight. Do you with this fight, obviously, because you're on a like one win streak? Do you see? Is it as usual preparations, or are you training like a lot more for this because you've got it clear in your head? If I beat Daniel, then I know what's coming next for me.
Um, you know, ever since my back surgery, it's
Mm.
been, the training has changed.
Yeah.
Um, this is it. This is my run. This is my run to the title. So uh, that was the intention as soon as I can start training again. From the moment I had the surgery, the recovery, the everything was the intention of, I'm making my run when I come back, when I fight again. So it started with Anthony Ivy, and we moved on. We're in Daniel Rodriguez now. Um, it's a 2-week camp. There's not a whole lot you can do. Just staying sharp. I was staying sharp prior to that. Really putting in the time and training and just sharpening myself. And just gonna go out there and put it on them, man. I just, this is it. This is the run.
I mean, yeah, you're saying like obviously you said this is the run. It's Bam Bam 2.0. When you were having the back surgery, did you ever come across a period in your mind where you're like, what if I can't fight anymore? Like, what if I have to take up something else? Did you have a backup plan, or was it just like I'm doing fighting and that's it?
Absolutely, absolutely, that did cross my mind.
Hmm.
And that was the reason for putting off surgery for so long. Not only because like I might not be able to fight again. That was definitely our thing about, like, let's just fight as long as we can before having to have the surgery. Because it was, originally when I got checked, that's the end of your career when you have the surgery. So, yeah, we put it off, and I still felt like at that time before the surgery that I can still compete at a high level. Like, we were getting the training, even had to make adjustments and everything, but we were still making it through training, being able to get there, get to the fights, and still feel good and feel like I can compete at the highest level and win at the highest level. So um, it wasn't until after my Randy Brown fight that it really became like crushing. I couldn't do anything, couldn't move, couldn't even go out and play with my kids, anything. So the surgery was needed. And then at that time it was like, yeah, you think to yourself like, okay, well, am I going to be able to fight? After talking with my new doctor and him assuring me that like this was the greatest chance to return with this surgery, and we decided to go with that, it definitely made me more confident on being able to return. But yeah, nothing's ever for sure. Things happen, things go wrong, things could be worse when he goes in there. Recovery could be different. My body could react different to it. So yeah, there's always that question. Having anything to sit back on in general was, you know, just being able, the main thing I wanted was be able to interact with my kids. And, you know, my kids are still young, needed to still be able to play with my kids, be a dad to them, you know, pick them up, you know, love on them, all that stuff. You know, I needed to be able to do that over everything, whether over fighting, over anything. My family is always come first, and that's the most important thing. So if the back surgery was going to be able to work and I wasn't going to be able to fight, as long as I can still be, you know, the dad of my kids and be able to play with my kids, and, you know, everything will figure itself out. We'll get a job doing something else.
I mean, yeah, you've definitely come on quite a journey from we've come from the back surgery, and now you seem like you're like really focused on such a good run. And if I had you as my dad, I'd probably be in a much better place right now from the way it
Oh man,
sounds. I think I'd definitely be stronger in the facial hair department. That's for
the
sure.
beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little more beard on the face. Yeah.
I know, no, it was quite good. You know, I had it a bit, but it gets a bit bushy, so I'm gonna have to invest in some oils. I'm not too sure,
There you
but
go. Yeah. There comes a stage where it's like real itchy and just like everywhere. You got to get past that stage. Once you get past the stage, kind of straightens out more, comb, you know, some oils, like you said. Good idea.
yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, the last question before I give you the chance to promote, I have to know. I'm from London. I'm an English lad. But when I come over to America and I plan to do some traveling, what is the first food I should try?
Oh, dang. That's a good question. Man, I love food. So that makes it also very tough because there's so much good stuff. Oh, first, man. I mean, you guys pretty much have everything, right? That we have.
I
There's
feel I
nothing.
feel we're more savoury and you're more sweet. You know, I know I've heard of all these amazing pancakes that you have and everything. We're more like sausages and eggs and hash browns as meals.
Oh,
But I've heard the takeaways out there. I mean, you call it takeout, are just a next level, like the burgers and everything.
yeah. Hey, there's this Tommy's Burgers in LA, and
Mm.
it's a chili burger. Boom. That is amazing. Like I haven't had it in years now, but every time I go to LA area, man, Tommy's Burgers.
You have to have that off the fight then when you get the win for sure to treat yourself.
Yeah,
It's got to be
for
done.
sure. Yeah. Hey, there's this really good spot too in Tennessee if you're ever in Knoxville when you're
Mm.
traveling or whatever. Inskip Grill. I just went there for the first time after my last fight. Man, he puts together some crazy burgers. And I had like one, it was probably like as big as my head. It was like as tall as my head. It was huge.
Really. That,
Crushed it,
I
dominated
love to hear that.
it.
I mean, listen, if I'm ever knocking about in Tennessee or LA, I know I'm hitting you up and we have to go. And
Definitely, we'll go eat somewhere for sure.
exactly, and if you eat too many, you might be fighting at middleweight or light heavyweight in the foreseeable
Hey,
future.
there's a chance. I'm already, I've thought about it.
But I know this has been now's the part of the interview. Like, if you have anything to plug or promote, then the floor is yours.
Yeah, just thank you everybody who follows me, my fans. Thank you for having me on. Most importantly, my family, always the love and support. Shout out to them, much love, always there for me. They're the most important thing in my life. Make sure you check out the Bam Fam Farm, which is my farm, my family's farm that we're building. You can check it out on Instagram at the Bam Fam Farm.
Put it in the
Um,
description.
yeah, Bam Bam Bullies are my American bullies that will be breeding. Have a breeding coming up next year. DCTB podcast. Follow it on Instagram at DCTB brand. You know, it's a
Put
it's
that
a
in
brand that me and my family put together, and
the- nice.
hoping to build it in the process. And then also Sweet James and Bergener Law. He's the man. If you need an attorney over here, it's in California, Arizona, and he's looking to spread worldwide. He's the man. He gets you taken care of if you're in an accident. Gold Club Canine Groups for your dogs. They help give your dogs the best vitamins and nutrition and everything you need for your dogs, supplement-wise, and soon to be much, much more. Zip Fizz. I gotta love Zip Fizz. I've always been huge on energy drinks, but Zip Fizz is the healthy route, but a great energy drink as well, and multivitamin nutrition. Traeger grills, because when you love food as much as
Yeah,
me, got to
exactly.
be a grill master.
Got to be.
um, and yeah, my Jim O in North Carolina. Thank you for all my teammates and my training partners, most especially as my coach, Jeff Gemmo, has done so much for me, from just the moment I've stepped into his gym and began working with him, and through my back and my surgery and everything, and building me back and everything. We're doing something special out here, and I look forward to showing that November 14th when me and Daniel Rodriguez get to stand in the center and give on a show for everybody out there. So make sure you tune in on ESPN Plus.
We'll be watching.